Now Lawrence on first down. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
On the ready.
Hands it off out of the gun. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. The Jaguars at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Two yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
Here comes the Saints punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. He gives it up, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. On 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's got some space here. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Well, that's a good-looking rookie right there. I love how he let the play set up and then showed that explosiveness that I saw on tape in college. Remember I showed you the clip of what he was doing and setting up blocks, and then he would just go? We saw it on that play right there. That one was fun to watch.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
That's complete. Mike Strong with it. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
2nd and 9. Winston. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. It was wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On 3rd down, Winston. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Lawrence will throw. He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jaguars are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And some room to run now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Here we go, here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Lawrence to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, and probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
82 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Following the interception, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camp. Do you remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room? This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's at the 40, past the 20. He will score. Touchdown.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it. And you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Working out of the gun, Winston. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston trying to lay one up deep. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Lutz with the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
107 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Now Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. DJ Wonnum picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Jaguars have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Winston now to throw on first down.
That's taken in, Trey Nixon. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Jameis now on first down. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Now a second down throw for Winston. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Jags will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
They go play action with Lawrence.
And this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On third down, Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't it just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Touchdown! Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
And some room to maneuver, and they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
On play action, Lawrence.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. Third and 10.
Here's Lawrence.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. A field flipper there, a 47-yard punt coupled with a loss on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. On 1st and 10, Winston. This one into the hands of Nixon. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Jameis to throw it. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there. Good for a Saints first down. To throw is Winston. Pass caught there by Nixon. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
From the 41, Winston. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Jaguars are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl when you have 4 in one game. I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 145 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. They'll try to throw now. Winston. It's Hill, complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On play action, Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 42. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. A first down throw for Winston.
He completes it to Olave. And he'll be brought down at the 27. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Jameis again. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Mike Strawn.
27 yards.
And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And now the rookie's free. 20, 10, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking deep downfield. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. The 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
And we now have a new single-game interception king, a record-breaking 5th pick there.
If that's not the true definition of a ball hawk, I don't know what is. That is absolutely phenomenal. What comes to mind quickly, partner, is one of the more recent ones to get.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway, past the 20. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. One last shot now for Winston. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
But as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Jacksonville, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm the best, and the best, as you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, get my go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best, and the best, as you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold, for the back and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk to me, not on the stairs. I ain't taking nothing from my boy heavy. I'm the best and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call it. Working big and it don't hurt to break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he lead a know it, Mr. Know I got him running to it. I'ma need to pull the mail before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Running like a runner do it. Stun on her till like a stunner do it. I'm the best, and the best, as you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, and I go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best, and the best, as you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, and I go. If I touch it, then it's cold, Top dog like I manage. I'm the really damaged. I came out and make the channel froze. I'm really who the panel chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow. She can hang it up just like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Bands at me, I'll make it come treat it.